Hi Capricorn, this is your August 2016 astrology forecast with me, Lada from Astrolada.com, for anyone who has their ascendant, sun or moon in the sign of Capricorn, and we're shooting from the stunning Deception Pass in Pacific Northwest in the States, in Washington State. I hope you enjoyed the views. It certainly doesn't feel like work to me doing those videos here, and I feel much more inspired. So hopefully the universe will bring us more powerful insight into what's going to happen with Capricorns, whether it's your ascendant, sun or moon. Okay, so let's start with the little bit more difficult configuration that's happening in the sky. Saturn and Mars, the two malefics, the god of war and the god of death, the Grim Reaper, are gonna be together in the sky. It doesn't mean we'll be all dying or going to war, but you see how they were together in the sky, and they've been very close in the sky for the past 3-4 months, within some distance, you know, but in August they're getting even closer together, and you see what's been happening in the last 3-4 months. You know, now with Nice and with Turkey coup and with Orlando and with all those places, you know, that's usually the world goes a bit crazy. And they're triggering those two malefics here, and they're very powerful in the sky. They're visible. You can see them in the sky in August. Mars is like a bloody spot, bloody red dot in the sky, and Saturn will be joining it very close. And it will be happening in your 12th house, Capricorns. And the 12th house is like an invisible spot for us, for the person. So something might be a bit more malefic behind your back that you're not aware of. And I don't want to be a fear monger, but I want to tell you how it manifests usually when I've seen it in charts. In some people, it's not going to manifest the same way for everyone, but I'll give you all the possible manifestations, and some of them should happen at least. So when Saturn and Mars are in the 12th house, the hidden house, the house of hidden enemies, something behind you might be, or something from your under your, someone working behind the scenes, maybe defaming you, or someone doing something secretive behind you that might be hurtful. But the thing is, it's secretive, so even if I warn you about it, but you might become aware of that, you know. Please don't be paranoid, but it just happens. And the 12th house is the karma we reap for, and when two negative planets activated, sometimes it might be just like what's being done to you, it's what you've done in a past lifetime or to someone else. So, you know, that's kind of brings a bit of a karma there. But also it can bring to the surface from the subconscious, which is the 12th house. The subconscious, where the memories from previous past lifetimes or from forgotten memories are stored. This is the psychic body. This is the seat of the subconscious, the invisible. And those two planets, they're like surgical instruments, both of them. So their ultimate goal is to kind of cut out certain painful, traumatic or forgotten memories, to even bring them to the surface in some way, and something that might feel like self-sabotaging in a sense, something that you're not aware in your consciousness. Maybe it happened as a childhood, maybe it happened in a past lifetime, but certain actions that you have which are self-sabotaging you, Saturn and Mars can increase those self-sabotaging behaviors, whether it's addictive behaviors, escapism, inner fears that you're not fully aware of. Saturn and Mars can help you pinpoint them in some way and almost have like a breakthrough. Saturn and Mars, Mars is the symbol of Mars is a surgical instrument, a surgical knife, while the sign of the symbol of Saturn is the scythe. It wants to cut things out, the Grim Reaper with the scythe. So Mars wants to stir those subconscious regions of your mind, those subconscious fears or behaviors of self-undoing or addictions or behaviors that disempower you in some way, to stir them, to almost psychologically bring them to the surface like a wound that's festered, ready to pop out, and Saturn wants to cut them out off. So the ultimate positive results of this combination in your 12th house is that certain fears, self-sabotaging behaviors and worries or paranoias or phobias, you can come a step closer to removing them. And believe me, this will never repeat in your lifetime again, unless maybe in 30 years again Saturn and Mars will be together in your 12th house, but it's like an important period. And they've been together in your 12th house before this year again, so this process probably has already started from around the spring of 2016 already, and this is the last time they'll be together in your 12th house. So there'll be like a conclusion of some psychological incision of self-sabotaging behaviors, so from secret enemies that you get rid of that have been undermining you, that you become aware of, and some secret behind-the-scenes power struggles that you've been going through, that Saturn and Mars will try to, you know, they will escalate them again possibly in August. fears and worries that are kind of you're not very clear about, or such agents, people that are agents of such behaviors in you, and they will, you know, hopefully by the end of this process, by the end of August, the beginning of September, you would have gotten rid of certain subconscious fears, of certain subconscious self-sabotaging behaviors. And be careful that you don't go into negative self-sabotaging behaviors like over drinking or whatever your weapon of escaping realities, because they can be more harmful now with Saturn and Mars, and is the psychic gate which opens people when Saturn and Mars are there to attacks from the invisible worlds through attracting like more negative thoughts or beings, entities. But again, Saturn and Mars wants you to will help you, how do I say, master up your protective energy. So it's a good idea for you to pray, to surround yourself with light. But at the end of the process, you'd have incised from and cut out from your life certain such sabotaging behind the scenes peoples and behaviors. And also I'd warn you, don't you go doing such things, basically, behind people's back, plotting, gossiping, sabotaging, because they can backfire when Saturn and Mars are together in the 12th house as gossips and, you know, things like that. But at the same time, Saturn is your planet, and Saturn is joining Mars. So it can make you much more motivated as well, because Mars infuses Saturn with energy. In the worst case scenario, you're Saturn, because Saturn rules you. It can make you more frustrated, a bit more angry at moments, and it can be even like passive-aggressive anger, because it's happening in the 12th house, directed more towards yourself. That drains out your vitality, because this is the 12th house. So if possible, if you can do some relaxation, if you can, you know, be by the water or in some way, or do some physical exercise, because Mars will energize your planet Saturn. In the positive way, Mars energizing Saturn can give you more energy to tackle difficult problems in your life, because Mars rules naturally problems, tackling problems, and you're Saturn, so you're joining with this kind of a warrior mentality in August. And I think you've been before already when Saturn and Mars were together in the sky earlier this year. You came close to that feeling as well. But now is the last time, and this kind of can give you a push for action in some direction as well. But also be careful about confrontations, because Mars is a confrontational planet. And it's also expenses, the 12th house. So watch out for certain expenses that come your way. They might be, you know, unforeseen, you know, that you have to pay for something. But again, this is the last time Saturn and Mars join together in your 12th house, so after August there will no longer be such issues and matters. On the positive side now, though, the three benefics planets, Jupiter, Venus and Mercury, are in the sky as well, bright. After sunset they'll be visible, they'll be in Virgo. So after sunset you should be able to see them in the sky together, and these are beautiful planets. They have such light and easy energy, and they're in an earth sign, and you're earth sign, so they're gonna support you. They're gonna support you to overcome those more difficult Saturn-Mars influences there. And you have to tap into that 9th house and into the energy of those supporting planets in order to overcome problems. And instead of facing directly the enemy, or whatever the problem is in your life, because Saturn and Mars, the bad planets, are in your 12th house, which is hidden house. So you have to act more subversively, you have to act more inside the ways, roundabout ways. But also you have to tap into those good planets, Venus, Jupiter and Mercury, in your 9th house. So you can receive support from 9th house people, from some mentor, from some advisor, from teacher, from guru, from a father figure, for someone who has a different social background than you, from a foreigner. You can receive support. Or you can receive support from spiritual books, reading about spiritual matters, about some philosophical system that can give you an insight how to proceed. And when 3 benefics are in your 9th house, you also become more philosophical in your outlook, naturally more philosophical. And even if there's some difficult things happening, you would be looking at them as if from a bird view, and looking down at the puzzle and saying, yes, you know, I kind of understand, I'm keeping an eye on the further goal, far ahead, which is the 9th house, far ahead goal, further goal, because the 9th house is equal to Sagittarius in energy, like the centaur aiming with an arrow into the far distance. So it's good for you to stick to those kind of thoughts, sticking to the far away distant goal, sticking to the bigger picture rather than what's happening currently, reading and more inspirational books, for example. Some of you can really feel naturally reading inspirational biographies of people that inspire you, or studying something like astrology or higher science that brings you hope, that opens up to the bigger picture. And that's the great help that you're receiving, because your beliefs, kind of your outlook on life, or even meeting people that bring more positive outlook in your life, or that unlock certain opportunities for you, more positive. This is where all the positive energy comes for you, Capricorns, in August 2016. And the 9th house is the house of foreign travel as well, faraway places. So some of you might have an opportunity to travel. If you're trying to arrange documents for foreign places as well, this is the 9th house. If you're trying to do something in regards to higher education, this is the 9th house as well. You can have positive results, whether it's applications or something. Or if you're trying to pre-qualify, some of you might feel inspired, or there might be a door opening to pre-qualify in your field, to a better field. Accept it, because this is positive. If such an opportunity comes, or to take some course or something like that, it's gonna be positive, so go for it. And the 12th house, I wanted to say something. The positive side of the 12th house is also research, doing some research. And Saturn and Mars are really hard-working planets. So those of you who are in any research fields, Capricorns, you can benefit by the hard work. Saturn is a planet that allows seclusion as well. Mars is a planet that makes you more driven, having some breakthrough in regards to some certain research, but it will require hard work. So that's what I see for you. So Jupiter, Venus, and Pluto and Mercury will help you see the light at the end of the tunnel, will help you feel more inspired, see the bigger picture, support you in some way. And also you have to be more diplomatic, through diplomatic means, through more forgiving. The 9th house is very much about forgiveness and seeing the bigger picture. This will be your instruments of overcoming difficult influences. Through diplomacy, Venus and Mercury, the two diplomatic planets of communications, are also making good aspects to your sign, Capricorns, to the Sun, Ascendant, and Moon. So they will be keeping the balance there and helping things stay helping things be better, basically. So this is what I see for you, Capricorns. Very interesting month. It's kind of almost you're working on the subtler levels in your higher mind, in the bigger picture, but also behind the scenes in your subconscious, into your superconscious, so to speak, or subconscious. The 12th house and the 9th house is the higher mind. It's almost like you're doing some research, like you are looking at alternatives and preparing for something, and you might find answers now by researching, by reading those books, by exploring new opportunities and vistas, new ideological systems, new belief systems, new countries, new cultures of some sort. So thank you so much, and I will see you next month. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook, where I do gift competitions. You can win a free reading with me, or one of my amazing psychics or astrologers, so you can win a free course with me. Yeah, I announced them there. My Facebook is Astrolada, and I look forward to hearing from you.